We're getting a new facade! This is the next renovation video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and this is the renovation series about our small fisherman's house that we have been renovating since we bought it, but since October last year, we did a big renovation. If you want to watch from the start, there is a playlist, so you can check that out. I'll link it somewhere. But in this video, we are working on an outdoor shower. We are getting a new facade, and we're getting a new back door because they delivered the wrong back door to us. Let's get started with the outdoor shower that I mentioned. The builders actually already installed the pipes for it, frost-free taps towards the outside. We need the right base for it as well. So my boyfriend switched up our tile situation that we did ourselves a few years ago, but now we're redoing it. I'm always so impressed by my boyfriend and by us together. He has these ideas where I'm like, that's so much extra work. Why? We just did the garden. But then he's like, no, we're doing it. And then he fixes it. And you'll see later on in this video a little bit more about the outdoor shower. Good morning. We are up very early because the builders are coming back today. They haven't been here in a long time, but today both of them are coming to finish everything. Sorry, I'm opening the curtains. I'm a little bit scared for them to be here and for me to work from home. We're gonna make it work just one day instead of 3 months, so wish us luck. My boyfriend is going to work, but I wanted to show you, this is the last time, let me sit down. This is me sitting in our chairs. And from here, this is currently the view. So half the door is blocking the view to the garden. Hopefully by the end of the day, this will be open up to here. So we can see everything, and we'll put more plants and it'll be amazing. The builders are arriving, Mickey. Are you ready? Hallo?
Hallo Dingo.
Nieuwe deur?
Dit was hem, hè?
Yes. Oh, en een dikke glas.
Ja. Hoi hoi.
Hallo, goedemorgen. I didn't film much of the builders, but I did film a before and after. So let's do it! Ah! Check this out. This is what we wanted. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. They also made this wooden piece here to cover up the hole that they left in the ground. That's just cement for now. And of course, beautiful door. This was one of the last steps in the bathroom. The builder did a caulk edge in these corners and also around this and here. It's hard to see with daylight, but there's a nice filling now. And he put the corner skirting boards, maybe. So now we can finally paint this because this wall was so wet still for a really long time. That's gonna be fixed. They also fixed the front door, which now is closed at the bottom for the first time since we did the renovation. And now they are away to pick up some supplies. So that means I have a little bit of quiet time. I'm gonna do, ooh, shit, my chocolate fell. This is the most chaotic vlog ever. Take a quick look at that ceiling behind me because we will be updating that soon as well, and it's such an improvement. I can't wait to show you. I'm gonna do some work upstairs with the cats who are doing okay. A little bit stressed. Oh, there she is. Hi! They're gone for just 30 minutes or so. Mickey is not so stressed. Hey, you're chilling. You're pretty impressive too for how you used to be. No longer scared. Good cat. Good cat. And this is my little workspace. When my boyfriend got home, of course, he sat down in his chair looking out over the garden. And look who joined him. Maggie never sits on our laps. So this was really, really special. Look at her little fluffy ball. I love her so much. It is finally time for the next project, which is priming this wall and painting this window frame. My boyfriend already filled the holes. I cleaned everything.
And priming the bathroom wall.
And priming the bathroom wall too. Let's get started. We're using special primer because this is a freshly plastered wall. And it is the one with that dark color that we used in the previous video as well. So you can see the wall turning a little bit darker My boyfriend works on the window frames, which is a different paint in this case. Next video, we're going to use really, really fancy new paint that is a little bit easier and faster, but I'll talk more about that next week. Then I moved over to the bathroom where this wall had a lot of moisture in it before, so the plaster looks a little bit funky. That definitely needed some serious cleaning before we could paint it, which is what we are doing here. The next step is taping off anything that I don't want to paint. So the sides of the window frame and the tiles around the toilet and above the door. This is not super important, but I love this angle, so I included this footage as well. Okay, time to get to painting. I always do the corners first. Apparently this is called cutting, which I learned from my little brother. I felt like that first bit needed a moment of silence to enjoy the sound of fresh paint going on the wall. It's kind of a shame that this primer is so dark because you don't see the difference with the dirty wall or like the moldy wall, whatever it's called. It was very satisfying to do, but I think pure white would have been more satisfying.
2 days later.
My boyfriend bought a huge new bucket, 12.5 liters of wall paint to paint this little wall, but we'll have plenty more to go. Ooh. And switching to the time lapse, again, cutting. Then I noticed the surfboards were actually blocking the wall a little bit, so I moved them outside. Here you can see it becoming really nice and white from the actual color that we picked. And then I also moved into the bathroom because, again, after doing the primer, we had to repaint everything with the color that we actually wanted. And with a bathroom paint that is water resistant and antifungal. A few days later, we're back in the garden for the outdoor shower. Today we are anchoring the base of the shower. Boyfriend is using an old beam that we had left over from the pergola that we built a few years ago. If we go back a little bit, that thing on the left, the white metal-y one, is the actual shower that we bought secondhand. Making sure it's all level. I am muting this because it's pretty windy today and the audio is not great. We're using something called no-mix concrete, which basically means you pour water into the hole and then you pour the bag in. You don't have to pre-mix it or anything. No, je dat niet te mixen. Gewoon een beetje mixen. Boyfriend is using one of our garden, I don't know what you call them, little thingies to move soil, to mix a little bit just to make sure that we put enough water and that the water can reach all the concrete. And then he's super smart. He used some more water to clean our little garden tool, let's call it a tool, so that it doesn't have concrete on it. He's a genius. I slept really bad, but today the plaster is coming for the front of the house, which of course is super exciting because that's going to make a big difference, I think. I'm going to try and ask my neighbor if I can set up the camera again for the front of the house and make a time lapse. Woo! This is what it currently looks like. Honestly, we love the original front of the house with the green and the bricks, but when I show you a close-up of the green, it's actually all coming off. There's big issues with the bricks all around the window frame and the door frame because the screws have probably rusted. The stonemason already fixed the biggest pieces on the other side because these bricks were basically just falling out of the wall. Then there is an ugly piece at the bottom of the door as well because it was a little bit less deep than the previous door. And all the way at the top, we didn't ask them to put back the original pattern in the brick because we knew we were gonna have it plastered. Unfortunately, one thing the builders didn't warn us about or tell us is that the wall needed to be cleaned fully before the plasterer could start work. So we just had to jump into action. That was a little bit annoying, but luckily my boyfriend didn't have to work that morning and I was home too. Working from home is a benefit here. So we did it with the three of us. He told us we also had to remove the first layer of paving stones. This would have been so nice to know beforehand because we could have prepared. We had time to prepare, but no. The builder started with filling in the big holes that were in the wall. So he made this, I don't know, concrete, cement type stuff. And then it was time, while we were both away, to plaster. So I'm so happy I got to set up this time lapse in my neighbor's house. It is so cool to watch back. Look at that wall turning fully white and beautiful. Although we're sad to see the bricks go, this style does really match the typical houses that are here, the fishermen's houses, as you can see towards the right as well. I just got home from teaching yoga and look at this. Wow, it's so different. This is just the first layer, but it looks so good. I love it. It's the second day that the plasterer is coming. Yesterday he put up these edges so that it's solid. And then you can see there's a little edge here for the final layer that is coming today. Because this of course is not the finished one. And then we have to paint it. And then it's done. This noise kept us up at night. Here you can see again the edge. I had set up the time lapse again in my neighbor's house, but unfortunately the builder didn't show up. We got up super early, made him coffee, but never showed up. The communication is not really great, so I didn't know when he was supposed to come next. It's the next morning, and I was still in bed, so I look very sleepy. But he showed up again, so hopefully it's going to be finished later today. It was so windy before that I ripped the plastic off because it had broken all over. So we had to put new up, and I think he ran out. We're gonna get nice walls. Nice walls. It would be so nice to show these clips with the audio, like ASMR, but I keep chatting to the builder about random stuff in Dutch, so I'm muting these a little bit. Sorry about that. This might be my favorite part of the plasterer, him making the mixture. It looks so satisfying, and look at how smooth that is. He is putting on the finishing layer at the top there first. This is very cool to see, and we were home this time, so Mickey and I could watch from the window. Look how cute! He just kept looking at this ghostly figure in front of the window that we couldn't really see. Maggie's keeping a close eye, possibly attacking the plasterer. Here's the view from our neighbor's house. First he put the final layer on the wall, then I think he let it harden a little bit, and then he smoothed it out many times. Actually filmed some of it with normal video. Here you can see it's so gentle and like very soft movements. I thought this was very fun to watch. But let's switch back to the time lapse because that's a little bit quicker. It's quite a lot of edges and stuff that he had to finish, but it went pretty quick this time. It's finished! Oh, and the sun is shining. Check this out. Ah, it's so bright. He asked me to come and look, and it is really hard to even see it properly because the light is reflected so much. This is a south-facing wall. So now we're kind of reconsidering the white paint idea because that's going to make it even brighter. I don't know if you can see it from just this footage, but it's like this. Oh. We let the plaster dry for a few weeks, and then it was time to put the tile back, which we had started already. Here you can see my boyfriend doing a little I'm so dusty dance. But this is what we did. We cut the paving stones, I think. We cut them a little bit shorter so that it fit with the new thicker front of the house. But also we left a little bit of extra room so that if there is frost, it doesn't ruin our facade. And also we can do some plats, which maybe I will give you a little sneak peek of. Here's a little sneak peek early in the morning. Don't look at the wall paint. That is for a future video. And that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you want to see next, and give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. In the next renovation video, we're getting to do some very exciting things. We are starting the paint process with an amazing company called Little Green, and we are replacing a rotted wooden beam that is crucial to the structure of our house. ourselves to save money. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.